Hi, my name's Steve Barrett. I'm the Editor-in-Chief of PRWeek. I'm delighted to be here with Ciro Dias dos Reis from Imagem Corporativa, who's the founder and CEO. Ciro, I hope I pronounced your name correctly, and apologies if not, but welcome. Welcome to PRWeek and welcome to New York. Thanks for joining us today. It's a really exciting time in public relations generally, but I imagine especially so in Brazil with the Olympics coming up and the World Cup, the Soccer World Cup next year. Do you want to tell us a little bit about the market, both in the light of those two big events, but also in light of the general Brazilian economy?
Yeah, okay. To better understand why PR industry is booming in Brazil, and our industry has grown at an average of 20% in the last 5 years, is important to understand the economic Brazilian conditions. So the country was not affected as other countries, was not hit by the international crisis. So our economy has been stable.
So the financial crisis.
Yeah, the financial crisis, yeah. Exactly. So, and there are many new investments in Brazil, whether national investments or international investments. The World Cup next year, the Olympics, as you mentioned. So there's a very interesting environment for our industry.
Yeah. So what are the big issues you're finding as a PR professional in Brazil? Are they the same ones that we're dealing with globally in terms of social media and generation of content and the increasing importance of corporate reputation, or are there some other issues as well?
A little bit of everything. So yeah. Corporate reputation has been very important. There are many projects in this area. Social media as well. Brazil is among the top 5 countries in terms of internet users. So social media is very, very, very strong. We have a population of 109 million people, a little bit more than that, and 90. I would say 90 million people are internet users, and 80% out of those 90 million internet users, they are on the social media.
Is it the same?
Very active.
Twitter and Facebook, are they the big networks, or are there other homegrown social networks?
I would say those two are the most important.
Okay. Yeah. And in Portuguese language?
In Portuguese, yes. Yes.
Okay. And what are the big opportunities then with the World Cup and with the Olympics coming up? What is that going to offer to you as an agency, but also to Brazil as a country and your clients, and what messages are they trying to get across to the world globally?
The interesting thing is that it's not only the events themselves, the World Cup and the Olympics, because in Brazil there's a lack of good infrastructure. All those events brought together new investments in airports, roads, hotel chains. So there's a whole system that has been benefited. And many Brazilian companies as well in the last few years, they started to explore international activities, building international relations. So again, new opportunities for us to Brazilian agencies to be able to develop international projects, and that's why international organizations have seen Brazil in the last few years as an interesting market. My company, for example, we are partners on PRWeek global network. Mm-hmm. We are more than 50 partners in more than 40 countries. So we work in a very connected way, and Brazil has become an important market as well for this network.
So you're picking up business as part of that network for maybe US agencies that don't have a subsidiary in Brazil.
Exactly, and we work very close, all those partners. We had a meeting last week in New York, partners coming from all over the world, and we discussed ways to work together to share best practices, to incentivize exchange programs. This day we are talking to, there's someone from Gibson Soils in my agency, someone from my agency went to Gibson Suez last week for another German PR partner last year. And so there are many opportunities, and we try to incentivize that and work as a group, given that we work in a global arena where the walls are gone, and we do need to exercise this integration, this cooperation, this co-creation. This is our future as an industry.
And are the big global networks, have they got big presences in Brazil, or is it mainly the homegrown agencies that dominate?
Yeah, many global brands are in Brazil, but the big companies are still among the top 10. I would say most of the companies are still Brazilians. So we have developed a very interesting culture, very consistent culture of PR in Brazil on the last 10 years because of many variables, including the privatization process. Companies that were run by the state, the government sold to international companies. So we were forced to move forward very fast and being connected to the whole world.
Okay, and finally, and most importantly, who's going to win the World Cup next year?
Well, I would like to say Brazil, but I'm not so optimistic about that. I think that you guys in Europe, you have now better conditions.
What about England? Have we got a chance?
Good chance for England and Germany. This is my perception.
As long as Argentina doesn't win it, yeah?
Yeah, and Argentina, they are our traditional rivals.
Yeah.
But they are doing well as well.
Okay, well, we're all looking forward to that and the Olympics, of course, in 2 years. So thanks very much for sharing your experiences and knowledge of the Brazilian market.
Okay, thank you, Steve.
No worries.